Tell us a little bit about who you are and tell us a little bit about your music.
Hi, my name is Sean Falyon. I'm a recovering alcoholic, 12 years. No, I'm joking. Sean Falyon, man, West Philadelphia, native, Atlanta representative, living resider guy. I have a beard and I rap, and my music is hip-hop, man. It's very nice and entertaining, and you'll love it. I'm going to make you love it if you don't love it. I'm going to come in your house, pour a bowl of cereal, play my music.
I read that you kind of fell into rap music.
Yeah.
And fell into being an MC. Can you tell us a little bit how you got your start?
I got my start professionally in Atlanta through Bone Crusher. My start of rapping period was 13. High school, man, you know, rapping in the lunchroom when I was supposed to be in class, cutting class, all that good stuff. And I've always been an artist, like doing graphics, designing t-shirts, fashion type stuff. So I started a t-shirt line, and the t-shirt line got me to meet a lot of different artists while I was in college. And I traveled, visited Atlanta, and met up with Bone Crusher. Started working on some t-shirt stuff with him, but was always talking about how I used to rap and stuff. He's like, "You rap, right?" Like, yeah. So we in the studio. He's like, "Man, go spit." And I, you know, if you from Philly and somebody say rap, you just gonna be like, you gonna start rapping. So he was like, "Nah, man, go in the booth, man, and put this on this record. Like, what are you doing?" So I'm like, "Oh, for real?" Go in there, lay the verse, and then from that day, man, Sean Falyon, just been rapping, putting rhymes on beats and stuff like that, you know.
Tell us about your latest project that's out and what we can expect from your show tonight at Southpaw.
Well, my latest project is Sean Falyon Be Everywhere 2 because I did it 2 times, and I've been everywhere twice. I'm working on the 3rd time. Yeah, Sean Falyon Be Everywhere 2 is just a continuation of the first project, Sean Falyon Be Everywhere. It's like a running thing in hip-hop right now, well, you know, my hip-hop, that Sean Falyon Be Everywhere, like where I'm working with different artists. I might go to their city, I have shows different places, or I might just pop up in the randomest place. So, like while you're watching this interview, I'm probably behind you with my hand on your shoulder. If you're a lady, if you're a guy, I'm behind you like, give me the money, because that's my, you know, I moonlight as a robber. But but yeah, man, you know, Sean Falyon Be Everywhere is just it's really about my life. Like all rappers be like, "Man, I keep it real, man," but it's really about me dealing with women, dealing with struggling, dealing with writing records for you guys to move and care about. You know, it's just I started off with Sean Falyon Be Everywhere, and 2 is the continuation. So it's the continuation of me dealing with women, paying bills, partying, being in New York City, being in Atlanta, being everywhere. You know, so it's just great music, man.
Can you give us a little sample of
You want me to rap? Who raps? Not me. Nah, I give you a little something. Top back, exposing the things that I adore. Expensive garments, foes covet the art of war. Show both the budget, these girls loving and tag along. Plotting just to let a brother hit with the magnum off. Catastrophic, of course, leading to a dead. And they say almost doesn't count. Just let me stick the head in. Nothing is fair in this land. Liars and cheats, some play it discreet, but never seen a fair win. Shadow boxing the non-believers and the sleepers. Exhaling the stress after inhaling this reefer. Exhale from the depths of my music brings you in deeper to my life and views. It's likely your best interest is to keep up. Cause we up, and I don't see a ceiling. No limitations, embracing my talent just to kill it. I can't explain it, the feeling my heart is racing still in. They look confused when I tell them I'm out here chasing life. That's a song called Chasing.
Nice,
so,
great.
Yeah, man. Sean Falyon Be Everywhere too.
I read a little comparison from LA Times. They compared you a little bit to Rick Ross.
Blue collar Rick Ross. Yeah, shout out to LA Times.
So, you know, how do you feel about that comparison? You know, do you feel that it's on point? Do you think it's just about the beard?
I think you know, I got a bald head and a beard, and you know, like my I guess the voice sometimes, and you know, I mean, everybody, they go off of what they see, you know, and you know, I mean, I listen to Ross music, so, you know, cool, that's what's up. I tweeted him one time, I was like, "Hey, man, LA Times called me the blue collar you." Man, I ain't buying yachts and stuff, but, you know, one day, you know, I like to have titles and deeds and things, though, so.
Who are some of, you know, you said you kind of started when you were 13. Who are some of the rappers that you were listening to and you feel that through the years influenced your style and influenced?
Man, it's a lot. You know, I'm going to probably date myself when I say these things, but Nas, Shock G, Digital Underground, man, Cool G Rap, Slick Rick, of course. Because I'm more of a storyteller, so like hearing all of them really just helped me form a way to tell my story and make it work as far as rap. Definitely, everybody, like, you know, people don't give him as much credit as they should, but Will Smith, man, I'm from West Philly, and, you know, he went to both of my schools, and, like, just seeing him when I was young was just like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Like, him and Jazzy Jeff, and, man, that was, like, one of the things growing up that made me want to be like, yo, I want to rap, you know what I'm saying? Like, Will Smith, man, you know, Brand New Funk is one of my favorite records ever, and Summertime, man, it's classic. So, yeah, those people, they definitely help. You know, of course, I'm a Biggie fan, Jay-Z fan. I just love music in general, but those are all, you know, people that help influence what I do.
What do you think, when we were talking about your current project and your last project, you said that it's about your life and dealing with, you know, just everyday things. What do you ultimately think inspires your writing process and coming up with stories?
Man, to be honest, I like just life. Like, I really, one of the things that Sean Falyon Be Everywhere, I have a record called Symphony with a friend, Diz Gabron, one of my homies, and what inspired that record is actually a dedication to a girlfriend I lost to cancer.
Wow.
And it was just like, you know, my only way of not getting over it, but coping with it was to write about it, you know. And I just put out a record online recently called R.I.P. Rest in Paradise, which is a dedication to her mother that just passed away from cancer as well.
Wow.
So it was like, man, you know, when I have no other, you know, you can only, when you deal with hard stuff like that, and when you deal with happy times, you can only, you know, just physically do so much, you know. So it's like you gotta channel it in different directions, and instead of being mad and angry and taking it out on somebody, I channel it in the music. So that's Sean Falyon Be Everywhere. It's not just physical, it's more mental, you know what I'm saying?
Right. You mentioned being from Philly. You mentioned Fresh Prince and Jazzy Jeff. And, you know, Philly is also known for Pats and Genos.
Yeah, I don't go to either one of those.
And they're tourist traps. They're tourist traps. So I think the most important thing we need to know is, where is the best cheesesteak?
Now listen, I'm from West Philly, and I know West Philly is going to hate me for this. I'm so, like, even being from Philly, I'm so undecided because I have two favorite places to go get cheesesteaks. And that's North Philly, Max's on Area Ave, and West Philly, Larry's on 54th Street. So because I live closer to Larry's, I'll go get a cheesesteak from Larry's first. But if I'm in North Philly, I go straight to Max's, man. Like, I love Max's. And if you down off South Street, you know, I go to Ishkabibble's for the chicken cheesesteak, you know, South Street, you know. A lot of tourists go to South Street, so if you down there and you in South Philly, no disrespect to Pat's and Geno's, but I've never liked Pat's and Geno's. I've always ate at Ishkabibble's or Jim Steaks on South Street, or Larry's and Max's, man. So, yeah, you know. And if you outside of Philly calling it a Philly cheesesteak, but you from Philly, you're a fraud. Because we don't call it a Philly cheesesteak, we call it a cheesesteak.
All right.
Like, you know, it's a commercial out right now that's like calling it a Philly, man. Like, even though we appreciate it, so you know where it originated from, man, it's a cheesesteak. And I don't put cheese whiz on a cheesesteak, so.
So you're performing at Southpaw in Brooklyn, a part of CMJ. What is being part of CMJ Music Marathon? This just extravaganza of just, it's hard to even describe CMJ, but what is it like being a part of this festivals and showcases of all these different musicians and artists? And
man, CMJ is crazy. CMJ is like if The Walking Dead that comes on AMC, if all the zombies on The Walking Dead were rappers and rock and roll singers. It's just a bunch of zombies walking around trying to get from show to show and perform, and hopefully get on or meet somebody that can put them in a different position. And you know, it's crazy. I look at CMJ, it's just a way to showcase my talent. You know, I like to see fans. You know, it's cool to have interviewers, and I mean, not interviews. It's cool to have cameras and bloggers and stuff in the crowd. But I hate seeing all of them at the front of the thing. I like to see fans.
Right.
People that are actually going to pay to come see you, people that are going to buy your music when you put it out, and help you perpetuate what you got going on, you know,
Right.
because, you know, it's cool to have critics, you know, but critics don't keep this alive.
Right.
The fans keep it alive. So CMJ allows that because, you know, you got people that travel from all over and they're paying for badges just to come check out shows,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
and I appreciate every single one of them, you know, so CMJ is dope for that aspect.
So what can fans, the people who just stroll off the street and find themselves at Southpaw, the bloggers, what can we expect from your show?
You can expect a man that's bald with a beard that's amazing, and he's gonna have on a sweatshirt like this because I'm not changing after this interview. And man, no, it's gonna be crazy. I'm gonna do a bunch of records of both my projects. Get a little medley. Me and my homeboy DJ Quiz, we're gonna be rocking. Shout out to DJ Quiz. And it's gonna be ridiculous. I'm probably not gonna stage dive because I don't trust you in the crowd, you people in the crowd. You know, I'm going a lot of crowd participation. I like to give people their money's worth, and if you didn't pay, I want you to be like, damn, I should have paid for that show because that was crazy. You know, I might even go crazy and just throw my DJ off stage. You know, like I don't know, but it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be a great time. And if you saw this interview, see this interview after the show, you be like, he is right. He is psychic. It was an amazing time, and it was ridiculous. So yeah, you know.
So what's next for you after CMJ is over and you've gone to a couple of shows yourself?
Yeah. Next, man, I'm just gonna go back to my desk job as you know, being a file clerk, mild-mannered file clerk, and you know, try not to get audited. And no, I'm joking. I'm just going back to work on more music. I got a project coming out. It's a remix project with my homie Seven King, which is actually B.O.B.'s music director and lead guitarist.
Yeah.
We had this record called 1970 Charger Slow Down, which is dropping on iTunes November 1st. Nice. It's a remix project of SFBE2 with some added stuff to it, and it's crazy, man. It's a different sound for me. It's not a different sound of the, you know, for me is the stuff that I listen to, but it's a different sound for people that listen to me. So you know, I'm excited about that. After that, I'm going to go into, I think I'm going to drop a little free project just to give to the fans. You know, just maybe like a 5-song thing, and then after that is Sean Falyon Be Everywhere 3. And man, I'm taking my time to work on that because I got a lot of things to say, and in the past 3 years, I've seen a lot. And yeah, it's gonna be some more great music. You know, just me and my beard, we have settled our differences, and now we've come together to be one handsome face. And you know, just more music coming out from us.